What's up, guys? Sean here from Srkcycles.com. We have a 1996 BMW R1100 RS electronic engine management, EEM. And let's talk a little bit about this bike. So instead of front forks, although those look like front forks, that's actually a telelever suspension. You see down in there, and it's actually connected not to the frame. These BMWs use a structural motor. The motor is a structural piece of the whole frame. So the telelever suspension is actually connected to the other end of the motor. And what this is supposed to do, it's supposed to stop fork dive. So when you grab on the brakes, normally the front end dives. Companies, I'm trying to figure out how to stop fork dive for a long time. Maybe Honda, maybe BMW. Maybe BMW figured it out. I don't know. Any other cool stats about this that I wrote down? They called this engine the oil head. We're going to take it for a spin. It's supposed to be 90 horsepower, and this one apparently has a tune on it, which is supposed to take it up to around 100 horsepower. 100 horsepower for a bike like this should be pretty quick. Should be really quick. So we're going to see. We're going to find out. This did come in two different versions. One was the full fairing, one was the half fairing. This is the full fairing. And wow, that starts extremely well. ABS lights will flash until you start moving. This bike was really advanced for its day. That's something that anytime you ride an old BMW, you're like, whoa, hold on, it's got that? It has that? They put that feature in a BMW motorcycle back then? It's pretty impressive. Guys, let's do the words of wisdom. 1 Peter 5:7. Cast all your anxieties on him because he cares for you. Amen. Amen. I know I got anxieties. No doubt about that. Coolest little feature. It looks like you can turn the ABS on or off. You can't do that on bikes now. But I think it's a great feature. If you guys have never ridden one of these oil head, one of these boxer motors, it picks up pretty good. Picks up pretty good. It's no sport bike, but we'll see how it does with the higher RPMs. There's just something so lovable, so raw, so unique about a boxer engine. I don't think of anyone else that actually does it. Oh, well, the Goldwing, of course. But the Goldwing's a 6-cylinder, and you don't really get that feel. 6 is too smooth. You need a boxer twin to really feel that, you know, kind of vibrating around. This is actually a really smooth feeling. I feel like even the R9T had a little more vibration than this bike did. The digital fuel, digital oil temp. My high beams are on. Let's turn them off. Something that kind of seems a little goofy is how these handlebars are, and they got a lot of flex to it. Not sure if that was just a thing. Who was honking at me and why? Wow, this bike really moves. This thing's got some power to it. It's got the goods. It's got the goods. To quote someone in high school that I met, when I met when we were talking to him, he introduced me to his girlfriend, and then she walked away, and he's like, yo, she's got the goods. And I was like, what does that mean? Are you buying drugs off your girlfriend? It really is. It's hard for me to imagine riding a 96 that feels this good, that has this type of modern technology. I mean, I guess 96 wasn't that long ago, but who are we kidding? That was a long time ago. 96. I was like 10. It handles pretty good, seems nice and nimble in the corners. Bike seems very planted, very stable. You guys, of course, remember this, that button on every BMW everywhere. The cool thing about BMW is that it is a very large company, and you will see them use the same stuff on multiple bikes. And why not? BMWs are actually pretty reasonably priced, and that's probably a big part of it. Instead of remaking a whole new grip or a whole new start button or a whole new, I mean, if you look at the cruise control on an 02 BMW K bike, and look at the cruise control on a 2015, this might be newer, but you know, 2015, 2016 BMW S1000 RR, it's the same thing. How much money does it cost a company to remake a cruise control? Probably more than you think. And those little things add up and they nickel and dime you. And before you know it, now the bike that you were trying to sell for, that should be sold for 17, you're not selling for 27, like Ducati. All right, let's do it. Wow. Cool bike. Mirror visibility is awesome. I can barely see my elbow in it. It's got these nice side bags, and if you guys didn't see in the walk around video, there's a stack of paperwork about this big for this bike. This thing is all serviced up. It really is in great shape. I don't think you're gonna be able to find a better deal than this. When you're looking for these bikes, you might see a lot of bikes for very similar prices, but you really have to factor in the maintenance and what's been done to it and what it might need. And the easiest way to figure out what it might need is how it's been maintained. You know, it does have paperwork for stuff. That does add a little bit of value to the bike. And it just makes it easier to buy. If I was gonna buy a bike, two bikes, and one guy says it was maintained, but the other guy has proof it was maintained, the one that was maintained is definitely going to cost you, not definitely, but should cost you, logic would say it should cost you a lot less to keep it up because it's already been kept up. This bike just cruises. It really doesn't. It gets its second wind at like 5,500 RPMs, and then it just wants to rocket. I think until 99 these bikes were 5 speeds. That makes no difference to me. I mean, this top gear is tall. I don't see why this bike couldn't hit 130, 140 miles an hour. Oh yeah, let's see if it dives. Wow. What's what I'm talking about? I'm going to grab the brake real hard, and it does not dive. Normally the front forks just kind of dive because you're grabbing the brakes down there, and it's just, I don't know, this is how they are. They just dive into it. I'll do it again. Wow, I mean, it slows down, but instead of going like this, it just stays very planted. That's pretty awesome. You're cool. I like you, Telelever. That feels really cool. That's something that Honda attempted to solve that problem a while ago, and they actually had the forks. They actually had the brake lines somehow connected to the forks. That would put extra, when you're putting pressure on the brakes, it was also putting pressure on the forks to stop it from diving. I don't know how long they did it. I don't know how well it worked. It was just an interesting idea. Now, the reason you'll probably never see a suspension system like this in a sport bike, which is why you would, you know, one of the places where you'd really want to need it is going to be the weight. There's just too much weight going on up there with telelever, and it's all about weight. Alright guys, that wraps it up. This has been a fun bike to test drive. If you guys are not subscribed to the channel yet, don't forget to subscribe. Where we're showing you how to ride bikes, we're showing you, helping you buy your next bike. Just all information of buying bikes. We're trying to get people on the road, trying to get people loving riding. That is my job. We do sell motorcycles. This motorcycle is for sale. Check it out. Check out the links below. And for those of you guys who've been here for a while, we are pre-ordering the M1 Moto gloves right now. That'll be the first link. You can pre-order them. I'm hoping to get them in by this year. We'll see you guys later. Remember, it's not what you're riding, but where you're going. Apparently, and I did not know this, but this bike has not been ridden in the past 15 or 20 years. When I said does it run, he said it runs great. I didn't know he doesn't ride motorcycles, he just kind of collects them himself. Hey guys, if you want to see the rest of that video, click on over here to our Bikes and Beards channel, where we're doing a whole new video series. It's really exciting. We have tons of great feedback. Everyone's loving it except for like two guys. Two guys really hated on it. I don't know what their problem was, but they were really, really mean. So if you guys want to see what all the fuss is all about, click over here and don't forget to subscribe. We'll see you guys.